Hi everyone, welcome to the Celebrity Diaries. Garrett Morris, an American jokester, entertainer, and vocalist, has laid out a well-established profession in media outlets, gloating a total assets of around $2 million. He is best perceived for being part of the first cast of the famous sketch satire show Saturday Night Live, where he displayed his gifts from 1975 to 1980. Morris' exhibitions on Saturday Night Live added to the show's initial achievement, and he stays a striking figure in its set of experiences following his experience on Saturday Night Live. Morris kept on building a significant collection of work across TV and film. He depicted noteworthy characters, for example, Stan Winters in the sitcom Martin from 1992 to 1995, Uncle Junior Ruler in the Jamie Foxx show somewhere in the range of 1996 and 2001, and Duke Washington in the parody series Two Broke Young Ladies from 2011 to 2017. His very moves exhibited his adaptability as an entertainer and joke artist. Morris' filmography incorporates more than 100 credits highlighting champion exhibitions in eminent movies. For example, Coie High 1975 Vehicle Wash 1976 Conheads 1993 Haigh 2001 and The Remote Chances 2008. He additionally showed up in exemplary network programs like the Jeffersons 1983-1984, Tracker 1986-1989, adding to his currently amazing rundown of TV achievements notwithstanding his work on screen. Morris has additionally graced the stage participating in Broadway creations. For example, Thank Heaven Child, I'm Solomon Activity Sidewinder Ain't Expected to Bite the Dust, a characteristic passing, in what the wine dealers purchase his commitments to Broadway feature his complex ability past. TV and D film. Garrett Morris, whose complete name is Garrett Isaac Morris, was brought into the world on February 1, 1937 in New Orleans, Louisiana. His initial life was set apart by one-of-a-kind difficulties and impacts that molded his possible vocation in the media outlet. His mom, as it were 16 years of age at the hour of his introduction to the world, had him because of a horrible experience, a reality Morris later uncovered in a 2014 meeting with CBS News. Notwithstanding these troublesome starting points, Morris tracked down comfort and a motivation in human expressions since early on. His granddad, a minister at a Methodist church, acquainted him with the blues, which turned into a basic piece of his life. Morris found an energy for music right off the bat and started Ted singing both gospel furthermore, blues by the age of 4 or 5, a demonstration of his normal ability and love for music. His quest for human expressions drove him to go to two renowned establishments, the Juilliard School of Music furthermore, Dillard College where he graduated in 1958. This strong instructive establishment would later clear the way for his diverse vocation in the performing expressions. In the last part of the 1950s, Morris moved to New York City, where he joined the Harry Bella Nye vocalists. This experience permitted him to additionally sharpen his specialty and gain important openness in the universe of music and execution. By the mid-1960s, he became engaged with Harlem's Dark Expressions Repertory Theater School, a persuasive center for the Dark Expressions development. Anyway, his association with the theater was not without its challenges. The foundation was as often as possible designated by the FBI and the NYPD, mirroring the fierce socio-political environment of the period. Regardless of these deterrents, Morris' initial encounters in artistic expressions set the stage for his future accomplishment as a humorist, entertainer, and vocalist, displaying his flexibility and commitment to his art. He showed up on Martin in 1992, playing Stan Winters, the proprietor and organizer behind the Wazoo radio broadcast. After 2 seasons, his personality was worked out of the show, showing up in season 3. Notwithstanding this, his personality never returned, leaving fans befuddled about his vanishing. This unexpected takeoff was not novel. In that frame of mind to comprehend the difficulties he confronted, we need to return to 1975, when Morris became one of the first cast individuals of Saturday Night Live. As the main dark project part, he at first acquired acclaim for his characters, including the Dominican baseball player Chico Escuela. Anyway, his experience on the show was loaded with hardships. In the background, Garrett confronted critical difficulties. He frequently assumed cliché parts, which he felt the scholars use Ed to take benefit of his cooperation in questionable productions. For example, playing a monkey in A Wizard of OE quality drew analysis from the African-American population. In an interview with Quintessence magazine, he communicated feeling basically overlooked by the dark press due to his contribution in such plays as Saturday Night Live. Advanced Morris battled with fixation from the third season forward. He started freebasing cocaine, which exacerbated his suspicion. This prompted inconsistent ways of behaving on set, like stowing away in his changing area, or waiting to be found and welcomed in front of an audience for exhibitions. He even guaranteed an undetectable hypnotherapist robot controlled his activities. Morris' way of behaving turned out to be so alarming that strolling past his office was considered alarming in light of the fact that he would frequently toss things at individuals. Notwithstanding these issues, showmaker and maker Lorne Michaels didn't fire him, even though many individuals needed to get rid of him, counting some NBC chiefs. After 5 seasons, Garrett was, as of now, not a piece of the cast, and he didn't leave on great terms. In a meeting with The Hollywood Journalist, Garrett conceded that he had made numerous adversaries on the set, and that there were genuine purposes behind individuals to detest him anyway. The specific reasons encompassing his takeoff from Saturday Night have stayed hazy over the years. 12 years after the fact, Garrett found himself with another open door in 1992, playing Stan Winters, the proprietor and organizer behind Wazoo Radio broadcast on Martin. In spite of his new job, Garrett proceeded to battle with compulsion. In an interview with CBS, he uncovered that his fight with dependence endured during his experience on the show, as Season 2 of Martin was coming to a nearby. A groundbreaking occurrence happened while strolling to his left vehicle around early afternoon in Los Angeles. Garrett was drawn closer from behind Ed by 2 men on account of his hand-to-hand fighting preparation. As a first-degree dark belt, he had the option to safeguard himself, kicking one of the men in the side. Tragically, the circumstance heightened at the point when the aggressor, humiliated by what happened, took out a weapon. The experience brought about Garrett languishing discharge wounds to the chest and arm. He was hurried to the medical clinic and soon slipped into a state of unconsciousness. Garrett went through a series of activities to treat his wounds while recuperating from his 4th medical procedure. He got the show's script, which framed a storyline where his personality Stan would sell the radio station. When Garrett addressed whether this implied he was leaving the show, the answer was yes, regardless of his well-being challenges. Garrett shot a scene from his clinic bed to illuminate Martin and Sean, played by John Gree, that he was leaving town and selling the radio station. He likewise referenced requiring $22,000 to settle his obligations weeks later, being released from the medical clinic. Garrett confronted more unexpected issues at the point when one of his discharge wounds became contaminated. This prompted further issues. What's more, the requirement for extra medical procedures. He went through around 10 significant tasks, wore a colostomy pack for a long time, and spent the following year in a wheelchair. This period was challenging for Garrett, and he fell into a melancholy mood anyway. He at last chose to zero in on the things that brought him euphoria. In Season 3, Garrett made a brief get back to Martin, where his personality opened a cafe with Martin called Marty Martin Meatloaf and Waffles. Later this episode, his personality was never seen again. Entertainer Garrett Morris, as of late, shared his viewpoint on his takeoff from the hit sitcom. Martin, in an uncovering interview with Netflix, communicated disarray and frustration over his surprising terminating from the show. What's more, he pointed a finger at Martin Lawrence, the series co-leader, as the essential agitator. Morris said Lawrence allowed him to go while he was hospitalized, and he scrutinized the entertainer's resulting public articulations, in which he guaranteed to have been close by during the difficulty after his takeoff from Martin. Morris diverted his concentration towards individual recuperating and recuperation. He ultimately tracked down comfort and soundness through union with a lady named Freda. His vocation kept on thriving most eminently with an 8-year spell on 2 broke young ladies as the person Duke Morris additionally drilled down into surviving substance maltreatment around the hour of a burglary endeavor in 1994, a huge defining moment in his life. In June 2022, the cast of Martin rejoined for a bet unique, yet fans noticed Morris' non-appearance from the occasion. The explanations for his prohibition stay indistinct, yet Morris seems unbothered and on second thought stays focused on his flourishing profession as an industry veteran at 87 years of age. In 2024, Morris is praised not only for his work yet, in addition for his flexibility and progressing recuperation. What is your take on the above story? Kindly comment underneath. And presently, we welcome you to investigate his home in Burbank, Los Angeles in 1999. Morris contributed $273,000 in a comfortable 1,744-foot home situated in the Burbank area of Los Angeles. This home highlighted 3 rooms and 2 restrooms, giving an agreeable space for a family anyway. The house has since gone through a great change that raises its allure and worth. The home has as of late been totally redesigned, displaying a consistent mix of exemplary appeal and contemporary tastefulness. The rebuild centers around the necessities of current home purchasers, offering an exhibit of mindfully planned spaces. The home keeps on giving 3 rooms. However, with the expansion of a flexible reward room that can act as a workspace or a den, adjusting to the consistently developing way of life of its tenants. The 2 washrooms are smooth. Thanks for watching this video.